So one of the things that we need to do every time that we create a HTML document is to validate it. Um, the most important it's that's the most important thing. We have to have valid HTML code, and just as a practice, at this point, as I'm going to show you, our HTML document it's not actually valid yet. And when we pass it through the validator tool, you will see what things we need to change to make our document valid. So first of all, you go to HTML, or you can Google this. I Google HTML validator. So you go to the W3C markup validation service. So this is kind of the website that you have to use for validation. And there are different ways that you can do it. You can actually enter a web address, which is in this case, we're not going to use this. You can upload the file, or you can do direct input. I'm going to show you how to do direct input first, which is basically you take your HTML code and you paste it here in this box, and then you click check. And we can see that it actually is valid. Wow. That was unexpected. However, we're gonna make some changes so you can see that it gives you some errors here. So I'm just gonna delete here. I'm gonna delete style. I'm gonna delete language here, and I'm gonna delete title. And I'm gonna save this. Go back, but I'm gonna use the file upload, which I feel essentially that's where you're gonna be using all this during the semester. So I'm gonna click on choose file, and then I'm gonna go to documents. I'm gonna go to my documents, and here's my index.html. I'm gonna click open, and then I'm gonna click check. And here we have a couple of errors. So there's a warning sign first. So there is a kind of like different levels. So the warnings are more than considerations, but you really need to take into account those considerations. So if you notice here, considering adding a language attribute to the HTML start tag to declare the language of this document. So that's basically a consideration. Character encoding, that's something that should be included in the head element. And also look at error number 3, and I'm going to make this bigger so you can read it better. The head element is missing a required instance of child element title. Basically, this validator didn't find the title element within the head element, which is mandatory. Okay, so I'm going to basically retype it. Title and my first website, and then it says here consider to re-add the language, and it's going to be actually English. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to go back here to the validator page, and I'm going to choose another file. I'm going to choose index again, and I'm going to click check. Error, the character encoding was not declared. So what is the character encoding? It's one, so basically it's a meta tag. So we put meta char set, and we're gonna select one of these options. And it says window 1252. So that's, so we save that, and we're gonna choose the file again, click on index, click open, check. Another error. Legacy encoding. Use UTF-8. The only allowed value for child state attribute to the meta is UF. So you see what's going on here? So it's basically this validator is telling me what to do. So I'm gonna change this value for UTF-8. Save that again. Again, choose File, Open, Check, document checking completed, no errors or warnings to show. So now our HTML is valid. Most importantly, the validator will walk you through the things that you have to change in order to make it valid. And that's the important thing about using the validator.